All right, I have a goal. That goal is to make sure I get a Sharpie from someone out there to sign this book before I leave the stage. Let's see if I can catch. There we go. I'll get that done for you. I'm excited to be here. This is awesome. I'm juiced up. I want to take you through something really quick. Before or at the end of each practice, the coach would call us up to circle up around him. And when he did so, he'd either give us some announcement or discipline us for our behavior. In high school, he would say, treat your teachers and parents with respect. In college, the head coach would say, go to study hall and get your work done. In the NFL, Bill Belichick would say, you all suck and need to play better. But before they started the routine, they take us through a clapping regimen. And I want to take you through that to make sure we all got some energy in here. All right, here's the way it works. At the end of practice, the coach would say, give me one. And everybody on the team would clap once. Then the coach would say, give me two. And everybody on the team would clap twice. And then the coach would say, give me three. And everyone on the team would clap 3 times. Now, he mixed up the order. So you had to listen and pay attention. And that was the ideal around getting focused. So are you ready?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I've done this with millions of kids. And they haven't messed up once. Okay, give me one. Who's late over there? Give me one. Give me one. Give me one. Give me two. Give me two. Give me one. Give me three. Perfect. All right. That went great. I don't use PowerPoint slides. I'm not using them today because I want your eyes on me. I have 20 minutes with you. I have 20 minutes to make an impact on your life. And I hope to do so in such a way that at the end of this, you take this message and carry it on with you to your other breakout sessions or your meetings or your presentation or speakers. And beyond that, take it into your daily life. Does that make sense? Give me one. Okay, now we're going. We got it going now. I'm going to start with the story. And this story does a good job of really letting you see my mentality and the mentality that I like to walk around with daily. My story starts like this. There was a child who came home from school every day sad and upset. He walked up to his mother and he told his mother he was having challenges. She did something that was unpredictable. She said, follow me to the kitchen. The son scratched his head, he squinted his eyes, and he was confused because he told his mom about the problems he was having. Why are they going to the kitchen? He's not hungry. But he listened to his mother. He followed her to the kitchen, and he watched her go to a cabinet and pull out 3 pots. How many pots did she pull out? You're going to have to work with me and give me more energy than that. How many pots did she pull out?
3.
Give me 1. Give me 2. Give me 3. She pulled out 3 pots. She filled each pot with water, put each pot on the stove, turned the stove on, the water began to boil. The next thing she did, she went to the refrigerator and pulled out 1 carrot. What did she pull out of the refrigerator?
1 carrot.
Perfect, give me 1. Then she went back to the refrigerator and pulled out an egg. She put the carrot into the first pot of boiling water, she put the egg into the second pot of boiling water, and then she grabbed a bag of coffee beans and poured them into the third pot of boiling water. What's in the first pot of boiling water?
Carrot.
Come on, give me more energy than that. What's in the first pot of boiling water?
Carrot.
What's in the second pot of boiling water?
Carrot.
What's in the third pot of boiling water?
Coffee.
Give me 1. Perfect. After 10 minutes of each item boiling, she pulled out 3 bowls. She took the carrot out of the first pot of boiling water, put it into the first bowl. She took the egg out of the second pot of boiling water and put it into the second bowl. And she picked up the third pot of boiling water, poured it over, and poured what was now coffee into the third bowl. Then she took all 3 bowls over to her son, who's been sitting at the kitchen table thinking to himself, what is my mom doing? I told her I was having problems. Why is she boiling food? The mom takes all 3 bowls over to her son and asks him a simple question. What do you see? He answers the question. In the first bowl, he saw a carrot. The second bowl, he saw an egg. In the third bowl, he saw coffee. His mom said, you're wrong. I need you to look again, but this time look deeper. The son squints his eyes and he scratches his head and he thinks to himself, my mom has lost her mind. I told her I was having problems. Why is she making me food? The son looks at his mother and says, I don't understand. Can you explain? He says, sure. She says, sure. When I took the carrot out of the refrigerator, it was hard and firm. I placed it into the pot of boiling water, something that was difficult for it to handle, a challenge, a form of adversity, an obstacle, and it became soft and weak. When I took the egg out of the refrigerator, it was fragile. Drop it, cracks open. I put it into the pot of boiling water, something that was difficult for it to handle, a form of adversity, and it became stiff. But the coffee beans did something special. His mother told him, in life, you will face different challenges, different forms of adversity. And it's in those moments where you have 3 choices. You could be like the carrot, hard and firm, face your adversity and become soft and weak. You can be like the egg, fragile, face your adversity, an obstacle, and become stiff. Or you can be special like the coffee beans, because in life, we'll face different challenges, different forms of adversity. And what the coffee beans did that was so different than the other 2 items, it faced this adversity, a form of an obstacle, and it did not allow the water to change the water into coffee. Give me 1. Give me 2. Give me 2. Give me 3. In life, we all face different forms of adversity and different challenges. I'm here today because I want to encourage you to overcome those challenges. We're going through a challenge right now. We've gone through a challenge in the last year and a half. We've all faced different trials, different series of problems that have led us to this exact moment. And I'm happy because we share this moment together. In this moment, we have a choice to be like the carrot, the egg, or the coffee bean. I said we'd be like the coffee bean. But this moment doesn't represent the entirety of our life, does it? In 7th grade, I went through my first surgery. I broke my leg, something simple. I had to choose. I chose to be the coffee bean. In 10th grade, I went through my second surgery. Torn meniscus. They repaired it, stitched it back together for anyone who knows about that. I chose to be the coffee bean. When I got to the University of Georgia, you see this pinky here? Oh, it's all mangled up. 3rd surgery. Chose to be the coffee bean. Then life got a bit tougher. My junior year, I was supposed to go to the NFL right after that. 3 and out, as we say. 2 surgeries that year, ACL and a fractured hip. I had to make a choice to be like the carrot, the egg, or the coffee bean. I chose to be the coffee bean. The following year, I went through 2 more surgeries, 2 meniscus surgeries. I had a choice to be like the carrot, the egg, or the coffee bean. I chose to be the coffee bean. Give me 1. Give me 2. Just making sure you're still awake. In 2017, when we were down 28-3 in the Super Bowl. Yeah, for all you people that didn't hoot and holler for the Patriots, I was coming after you. I actually had left this out of the speech, but you encouraged me. I'm sorry, but you know I had to do it. When we were down in the Super Bowl, we had a choice to be like the carrot, egg, and coffee bean. We chose to be the coffee bean, unfortunately, for the Falcons. Shortly after that season, I had to have another surgery. and my football career was over. But that's not the biggest challenge I faced in life. My biggest challenge wasn't running away from 300-pound men chasing me for walking around with a ball. My biggest challenge in life was reading. Growing up in Valdosta, Georgia, I did what felt most natural. I gravitated towards sport. I didn't fully understand the importance of having an education. While I excelled on the field through all the different challenges, I struggled in the classroom. The way I phrase it for children is I was fearless. I'd run into a grown man running full speed, and I wouldn't think twice about it. Kind of crazy when you think about it that way. But I was terrified of reciting words on a page. I wouldn't sweat on the football field. I'd sweat in the classroom. Once I got to the University of Georgia, I had a moment to look around, kind of assess the situation, and I had to make a choice. I was either going to be like the carrot, the egg, or the coffee bean, because the only way for me to live the best life that I could possibly live, in order for me to maximize my potential as a human being, I had to go after the thing, and I had to attack the problem that was most difficult. And for me, that was reading. And it was really tough. In the second picture book I wrote, it's titled My Very Favorite Book in the Whole Wide World. I did that intentionally, so every time someone said the title, they had to call it their favorite book. I'm smarter than I look. Inside that book, I confessed that some words were too big, some sentences too long, some books too thick. And in college, that entire process was lonely, and several times throughout it, I got discouraged. Honestly, I reverted back to some old habits. I'd say, well, I don't really need to read. I'm SEC Freshman of the Year. You know, I'll just go to the NFL, I'll take care of my family, and that'll be it. But what I realized is that being the best athlete you can be, being the best business person you can be, being the best nonprofit leader that you can be, doesn't represent you being the best person you can be. Those are two completely different things, right? Give me one, give me two, give me three. Those are two completely different things. And the only thing my mom has ever encouraged me to do throughout my life, you shout out your mom, you know I have to get mine. Where's the camera? Right there. Hi, Mom. The only thing that was important is to maximize our potential, even in the face of extreme odds. All right, so for me, that was reading. For you, you have to define what that is, and you have to go after it, because that stands in the way of you being the best person you can possibly be. And I want to encourage you to be the best person you can possibly be. In 2016, I created Share the Magic Foundation. And I created Share the Magic Foundation to introduce books into the lives of kids in under-resourced communities. Not only did I find the problem, and like many people in this room, identify the problem for myself, I decided I'd reach back and help as many people as I possibly could, because that's what I think is important for all of us to do. It's not only to pull ourselves out of the depths, but find someone else and help them dig their way out too. So now I travel around and I speak about the importance of education and the importance of literacy to children across the world. And we have virtual reading challenges that extend far and wide. I've authored 2 books, and I wrote those books with one purpose in mind, is to get kids reading, because I believe through reading we could accomplish that goal of being our best selves. And for many people in this room, we're already ahead of that curve through this simple interaction. But there are many communities out there that aren't afforded the same opportunity. There are many people. I grew up in that environment. I grew up in a single-parent household. I have an older brother, younger sister. Don't give me any Malcolm in the Middle jokes. I've heard them all. They're terrible. My mom made less than $30,000 a year. Every literacy statistic that you can find, we fell within. We didn't have more than 20 books in the home. For those who don't know, more than 20 books in the home almost can guarantee 3 additional years of education. For those not reading on grade level by 3rd or 4th grade, the consequence is potential incarceration. The ideal is if you can't read proficiently, then you can't make good choices. And if you can't make good choices, well, then you make bad choices. And bad choices lead you to one thing. So I'm also encouraging you to overcome your challenges, to be fearless in your approach, to always be the coffee bean, but I also want to encourage you to get more kids reading because that's what I stand for. Winning the Super Bowl was great. Being able to pick on Atlanta Falcons fans is even better. Going to the University of Georgia was great. Graduating, writing these books, but accomplishing things on our own only can take us so far. And life's not really about that. Life is about what you can do for others. That make sense? Yes. Give me 1. Give me 2. Give me 3.